Hi, good evening. So I'm looking forward to catching up with our students here, and we are again on the Campus to Company initiative. We have our students today who are not going to be graduating, but yes, they're preparing for graduation every day. And recently we had our open days, and it was a virtual open days. We had 100 students, 100 modules being presented by our students who've done their online teaching and learning in the last 5 months. And these were 2 days of continuous 8 hours of session that was telecasted live on Facebook. And you can always go on to Facebook of Arch College of Design and Business and see the content there. And a couple of our students who were presenting then in front of an international jury member from Spain. We had our senior professors. We had Professor Binoy Tumpunkal, we had Yunus Kimani, we had Naveen, we had a faculty. So we had their peers who were assessing them. So interestingly, they had some amazing experience as well doing this kind of a conversation in the public domain. And each one of them was meant to present for 3 minutes and 2 minutes of question answer. So that was quite a pitch for them. And having covered the module of 5 months in just 3 minutes, it's not an easy thing. But yes, we're going to hear our students talk to us today and what was their experience like, because when we talk about an elevator pitch or a business pitch, it's that short, and you got to get the crux of the matter clear for your the employer or people who are going to be investing with you. So do go on to our Facebook page of Arch College of Design and Business to see the 2 days of spread over presentations by our students. And these are different modules. Consider like if you have 5 modules going on at level 1, which is first year, or another 6 going on at level 2. So you're going to see each of these modules and how the students have done the practical work staying at home with the limited resources. They've been able to take it up. They've been able to do a good job despite of all the challenges of not being in an infrastructure like campus. I know they're all very nostalgic about getting back to the campus and working in the spaces, in the labs. But yes, we made sure that every student creates a mini makers lab in their own house space. So that's how we're going to be, the kind of work they've been able to produce is because of that. So let's have them share with us.
How are you, Archana ma'am? How are you?
I'm good, I'm good, but I'm saying yes, now it's better. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So how was your experience over the open days in terms of your presentation, and how did you feel seeing the peers presenting in terms of learning, where you have interdisciplinary the stage that we actually put up for you? Your fashion students seeing the jewelry students, and the jewelry students seeing the interior design students. I think there was learning across the board for everybody. So tell me, how was your experience? What do you feel about such initiatives? And
yeah. Yes, ma'am. As we know, online norm is a new norm. Like online is a new norm. This time we came to learn about more things. Miss Rocio from Spain joined us during our open days, and it was like a new thing that we can see and learn from each other presentation. As before we can't see each other presentation during the open houses. So this time it was like a quite good and enthusiastic experience. Because from Miss Rocio from Spain joined us, and you were also there. We are getting feedback from a lot of faculties, and we are also live on the Facebook, and people are watching us. That is like more people learning from us too. As we came to know about open house live session got 4,000 views on the Facebook.
wow.
Yeah, that was like a huge goal for us. and it was like a new experience that we can communicate more and more people because of this online norm.
Very right. And that's news for me that there are already 4,000 views. Huh? And I think it's you guys have made it viral, it means. Huh? And I think we can
Yes,
go
ma'am.
much. We can go to 40,000, right? 4,000 is
But
a good
slowly we
beginning.
can reach.
4,000 is a good beginning, yes, but we need to touch 40,000. We need to touch the lives of many more people. In fact, the presentations were awesome. One could actually learn a lot. So I know that you're quite impressed that you had an international jury member as well, and you were getting feedback, live feedback. Tell me, how did your parents feel about the whole thing? Did they get to see?
My live thing on Facebook, and they were like saying all the jury in front of foreigners. Wow, they have a huge knowledge more than the Indians. I said no, no, mama, no, papa. It was like Archana ma'am called them and said. Also, Archana ma'am went to their colleges for their open houses. So it is like because of only online norm we can communicate with them. That they were very happy about that.
Great, Piyush.
And
So, Piyush, now what are you looking forward to, considering that, times are challenging, things are getting a little more tedious now, and more challenges because we don't know, there are, notifications that are coming up, and then again, there might be some changes. What are you looking forward to now?
Ma'am, as a designer, we have to go from ups and downs, as you know, because it's like a big disadvantage for a designer, but it's also a new way for a designer to think more creatively in this during pandemic all over the world. As you know, I just work with many brands in my foundation batch only because of fashion colloquia as held in our college during January. From designer from global came to our college and connect with us and taught us many more things. So I just came to know about a Spandan Weavers company, and I'm working with them. And after that, I just came to know about textile things from them, and I have just done some freelance work for Raw Mango in print and motifs. And now I'm going for more and more.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. So, how did you connect with the Raw Mango team?
Ma'am, they just mail me on my mail ID. They just saw my work on social media, and they just asked me about my charges, and they just gave me a project.
Oh, nice. So I'm glad that you guys saw Sanjay at the fashion colloquium where he was the keynote speaker. Did you connect with him during the colloquium?
Yes, ma'am. I've just met him, and I've just also taken his autograph and a selfie with him.
Oh, nice, nice. That's good. I think these are memories that keep you all very happy that you met established designers, and you get to see them closely, what
Yes,
they've
ma'am.
gone through. So that's a good thing to be with. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the biggest thing about the colloquia was we students were working in the campus, and we have our own world in the campus. And even though we students are working continuously for 48 hours or 72 hours, and the best things were faculties were also standing with us and helping us day and night. That was the best thing ever. We had just memories going out of the campus for a tea because we need a break during our work. That was the happiest and the irrememberable memories that we can say.
Right. Somebody says, Piyush, bhai, अच्छे लग रहे हो.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you, Piyush, for joining me. I'm really eager and keen to see you all back, in the campus. The campus feels quite empty without you guys. While, we have all these beautiful spaces, the laser cutting machines and the 3D printers to the natural dyes to everything. All these labs are all empty. So I was really keen
And
that when you
most
visit.
of all, we are missing our canteen. That music in the canteen and those chill time, we are missing a lot.
Right, right, right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Do I have more students who are waiting to join me? I'll be happy to have them.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, dear. How are you?
Great. I didn't expect myself to be so happy staying at home, but I'm very happy.
It's on your face, yeah. One can see that you're really happy.
I'm so happy to see you.
Same here. And I was happy to see you during the open days. So you were quite confident. The way you were presenting as if you were some international designer who was going on and on. You were so confident about everything that you spoke, and I was very impressed. Huh?
That in 15 minutes I presented for four subjects I presented for, and in 12 minutes I had to present everything that I learned in the past 4 months. So that wasn't just like I didn't prepare for it in just one day. I was preparing for it for the last 4 months. That if I am working on this project, then it needs to, if I am not convinced, how can I convince someone else? And I'm going to be presenting in front of the whole college and other guests who joined us. So it, first of all, I had to convince myself that whatever I'm working upon, I'm passionate about it, I am interested about it. And then, it becomes easier that if I'm convinced, if I know that I am in the jewelry department. So if I made this jewelry piece, if I'm designing something, I should be convinced that, I'm going to wear it at some red carpet event if I'm invited. Then it becomes easier to convince others that this is some magic that I've created.
Right, right. Tell me more what's going on. How challenging is it at home? Do you think online learning has been okay for you? And, I know it did seem challenging, but I think with the kind of work that you guys produce, I'm quite pretty impressed, with what you've done. So tell me more about it, because I want to hear you guys speak about what's going on.
Ma'am, you only taught us that one, either we see it as a problem or we see it as an opportunity. And for me, I think the process, it couldn't be better. Like, I enjoyed every bit of it. Of the faculty is very cooperative. We're getting personal feedbacks. We're discussing. I think it has become more interactive online, because if we were in college, I used to work on my project. I used to go personally to the teacher, and she used to give me feedback. So I was just aware of my project, that what am I working on. Now we're sitting in a Google Meet, so I know that what my peers are working on, how they're thinking, how they're designing, how are they working on it, how they're going about. Like, everybody has a different approach. So we interact with our classmates also. I'm going to see my classmates work, they're going to see my work, they're going to give suggestions, like, along with the teacher. Even we as a class, we interacted a lot more than I think we would have done at college.
Lovely.
So
I think the
it was
merits and demerits of every thing in life, right? So we were conditioned to a certain way of doing and learning and whatever. But I think this whole new approach has been quite interesting, because I was so, educated after the 2 days of open days, because 100 modules presented by 100 of you guys, and each one of you talking about a different module going on. I mean, there was so much of learning that was associated with the way you're thinking and doing. So, I mean, the whole idea of conceiving the open days where everybody got to see everybody's work, and we being live on Facebook, with the intent was to keep that transparency. The transparency that everybody, your parents can see, your friends can see, somebody who wants to learn design, they can see this as well, that, how a design student actually approaches to a particular, project or a module, whatever it is. So tell me, how was your experience? Yes, you've told me that, yes, peer learning is strengthened. But in terms of the open days, while you are a student of jewelry, what did you learn about fashion and interiors and products and graphics?
Interdisciplinary knowledge is so important. Like, even at college, I'm in the second year, but in first year, we were in the foundation. In foundation, we learned about everything. We learned Photoshop, we learned sari draping, we made saris from scratch, we dyed everything, we learned about different materials. And at open house also, I felt like, most of them were my friends who were presenting, so I knew them. And I used to discuss with them personally also. Okay, oh, what are you working on? I'm working on this. Can what are your inspiration? Why are you designing this? So it helps. Everything helps. There's nothing like a designer can like derive inspiration, can learn, can observe from everything and everywhere. And in the college, we have so many different disciplines, and interacting with them and seeing different work has helped me a lot. And I am like so thankful that we got a chance to see everybody's work. Everybody, shared different things, and you learn. You always learn. There's nothing. You're seeing everything, everyone's work. You always learn. It's nothing like you're not learning and just seeing it for the sake of it. You always learn whenever you see someone else's work. One should always observe things.
So did your parents see your work?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, they did.
And
No,
what was their critical view about your work?
they said, "Oh, we are happy that you were confident," and they were very happy with my work, because I always stay in my room and work on my own. I don't let them come into my room because I'm always attending classes. I'm like, don't come inside, don't come inside. So they didn't know what I was working on. Since the last 4 years, I'm sitting in front of the computer 24/7. And what am I working on? And then when they saw, they were super. They were very proud of me. They were very happy.
I am so
Yeah.
happy hearing this. That's really good. And did you share it with your friends and your family members as well?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my mom was so excited. She shared it with like all my relatives that look, my daughter is doing this at home. She's staying at home, but she's doing such amazing work. She's doing all this. Oh, yes, I also did share with my friends, and my mom and my dad were very happy.
Awesome. Super. Tell me something more that you want to chat about.
Oh, ma'am, I would like to, share a lot of things, like for the people who are like watching the live, that you can learn observing. I didn't know that everything that you do has a meaning behind it. I'd like to relate with a person, like an anecdote, that, when I joined foundation, I thought that I'm going to learn about metals, I'm going to learn about gold, silver, jewelry, I'm going to learn about diamonds and gemstones. And then I was asked to do activities with paper, with plaster of Paris, with clay. And I thought, why am I learning about textures? Like, how is it going to help me? I want to become a jewelry designer. But now I was at home and we were given this activity that I have to replicate gold the gold metal textures. And then I remembered, oh, I know how to use clay, I know how to use pop. I don't have gold at home, but I can replicate those with the gold textures with those materials. So everything has a meaning behind it. Do every whatever you learn, do it with passion, and you will find that there is a meaning behind everything you learn at college. There's nothing people are like, I want to become a fashion designer. Why am I learning about graphics? Why am I learning about this metal? Why am I like? I also used to think that I should be sitting in the jewelry lab. Why am I learning about POP? Why am I learning about clay? How is it going to help me? But it did, and trust me, I'm so thankful that I learned everything. I got to know about everything.
Good. So right now your everything is that little world that you've seen, right? There's so much more to do, right? And
Yes.
I'm really confident that you will keep exploring more and more. And I'm sure with your kind of interest and positivity that you have, very positive and very optimistic in terms of, what's possible. So great going. And congratulations, Sachi. And I'm glad that, your parents were happy to see you do that. The idea was to keep that transparency, and I'm sure that, it helped.
I'd like to thank you that the college was prepared for what was going to come. Like 4 months ago, I was just thinking that how are we going to go forward? How am I going to learn jewelry designing sitting at home? But it has been so smooth and so nice. The experience has been amazing.
No, I want to acknowledge your faculty members, all of them, Yashpal sir, Priyanka Baveja, Divya Soni, Komal, all of them really, because they've really put in the effort to make sure that your learning has been, interesting. And, there have been 25 faculty members who are actually contributing to different courses right now. And they're the best people who are imparting in terms of even at the foundation level. You saw the work of the foundation, the interiors and the fashion. So everybody is doing a splendid job. And I think, there's a huge amount of preparation that we started much earlier. And I've just gotten to know that a lot of institutions have even not started with the courses. And we've finished the semester, and December you're going to have your jury lined up. So we are on track, whether it's COVID or not COVID, right? So I think I want to acknowledge the entire academic team for having done this. Yeah.
Yes,
And you
ma'am.
students have been very open to it. And, I'm really feeling that the master classes are very, very important. And it's very important that every student attends the Wednesday master class. And I think every time we are bringing in a very specialist there. So we had people from Adobe, we had, the IP thing, the intellectual property, we were talking about the craft dignity. So a lot of things are. So this Wednesday, we're going to have the craft dignity people from Bangalore. So she's going to be with us to make sure that, we're doing the craft intervention. Have you started your project with the craft dignity project?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So how is it going on?
Ma'am, I was assigned, like my group was assigned for Rajasthan. So we are actually trying to contact work artisans from Jaipur. So in foundation, now again, I'm going to go back to my stories of foundation program that we were asked to, go and explore Jaipur. Now I'm a localite, but still I never went to the city and, was looking for artisans who is a love bangle artisan. I didn't know. We used to go to the market and buy love bangles. But that time I got an opportunity to actually interact with those artisans, and that now we took their contacts, and now that is helping us for the Creative Dignity project.
Wow, that's fantastic. So what you're saying is that every learning has a connection, right? And
Yes,
you will
ma'am.
find the connections later when you evolve and you're able to see it. So it's very important to keep all the learnings alive and find its application and connections and see the relevance of it. And when you can see the relevance of it, I think it's very, it makes it very meaningful. Yep. Good. So thank you, Sachi. It was lovely chatting with you. Yeah. So enjoy your weekend. Have a nice time.
Have a nice day, ma'am.
Yes, guys. So you've heard a couple of our students talk to us about what was their experience about the open days. And yes, I'm looking forward to two more younger people joining us. So Sachi was from jewelry design and Piyush was from fashion. So here we have a couple of more people whom I'm looking forward. Hi, Sejal.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Hope you're safe and sound.
Yeah, good evening. Nice to see you. In fact, I was going on a campus round yesterday and I was inside your classroom, the interior classroom. That's your very special classroom. And
yes,
I was still kept in that very beautiful manner where all the boards have all your work displayed, all the, those drawing tables are there. So I was, I was feeling a bit nostalgic, feeling that I wish
Trust
you guys were
me,
there.
feeling way more nostalgic, and like that classroom is being immensely missed. Hugely missed. I mean, we spent 2 years of our existence over there, and that classroom knows us too well.
Good. Now tell me
Yes,
how are things going on? How has your experience been on the online education? While this is now you're in your third year, right?
Yes, ma'am. Third year, fifth semester,
Yeah, so
right now.
Is it just another? So you're already preparing for your campus to company initiative. So you have to make sure that you're preparing now to know which company you're going to get into. Who?
Yes, ma'am.
Even you have a choice of an employer, I'm sure, whom you want to get employed with. So what are your ideas of you getting employed with? What is the kind of company you are looking at? Tell me something about that.
Yes, definitely. Like now that I've been studying for 2.5 years, I've developed a style over the time. Like what kind of style do I like? What kind of furniture inspirations do I like? How do I like to balance my space with all the products? And how do I like to accessorize it with the kind of fall ceiling and flooring? Everything is over there. And because of that, because of doing so many projects, and right now also we are currently doing a retail project with our visiting faculty, Mr. Khemraj, and it's a highly interesting project. And like now that I've developed a design taste, I I've sort like I have a list of designers that I really look up to, and in India as well as abroad, that I really look up to. That are like the designers whose work I absolutely love, and during this COVID pandemic, I was actually in the beginning of it, I was on the edge wondering what would happen, how will we complete our course, and how will things fall into place. But trust me, again, it has been absolutely phenomenal because we've had our classes since day one, and because of this COVID, I would like to add on the designers that I look up to that I just mentioned about. So many designers, they have also been subjected to their homes because of the COVID, and because of which they also like created so many lives, and they also went live and like imparted so much of information. And again, master classes are also there, so there is so much information available on the internet right now. And so many designers are, because of this free time that COVID provided, they are interacting with the young designers like us. Like they go on so many lives, and even I've been on lives, like I've joined their lives, and I've like attended those, and it's been a massively great experience. Earlier, they used to talk about such things on such like seminar platforms, and you had to buy a ticket to listen to their stories, to listen to their case studies or whatever. But now it's online, it's available for free, and you can listen to their experiences, the kind of projects they've done, the kind of practices they follow. I mean, it's been highly educational, yes.
Right. So Sejal, what was your project that you presented during the open days?
Ma'am, presented residential design project, which was undertaken by Ms. Taru, and I worked like we were in the beginning of the project only. We were given a plan, like it was like an existing site. So we were given the plan of an existing site which was already made, which already exists right now, and we had to redesign it.
Right.
And
so
yes.
So while you've been, working online and did you find any challenge in terms of understanding the faculty or understanding the brief properly or not being able to do? How was your experience? Do you think that the feedback was good for you? Do you think your parents enjoyed it? Tell me all this.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, considering a major manual drafting kind of thing we did in the second year itself, and third year was anyways meant to be like with the courses that were like mostly being done on laptops. So I think it went pretty smooth for us, like third year ones at least, I can say. So we almost all of our work was subjected to laptop. Like now that we've learned softwares, it was all about creating plans, technical drawings, sections, elevations, and 3D modeling. Everything is now like almost all work revolves around the laptop. So I think it's been pretty easy, and we didn't had to do much struggle with the work. And now, like for this retail project as well, we are divided into groups. Like earlier we had we had to do projects by like individually, and now that we are in a group, we have to do a group design project. And I think it has added a new dimensioning to designer space, because there are 3-4 people working on one single project, each of them having different views, different design styles, and they have to like come to one and reflect it in their space. I mean, so that has been amazingly like
so what you're saying is, rather than an individual project, you've gone to do a teamwork, right?
I mean, individual work is easy, I would say, but teamwork but group work has actually taught me that how would the professional experience would be out there, like when I will go.
That. So yours was a group work this time, right?
Yes, ma'am. This project has
not done a group work, and all of a sudden you have to do a group work with a team that you don't know, and I can imagine how challenging it was, right?
Because I like some kind of lights, the other one some type of lights, and we have to come to one place. That's challenging yet fun.
Very good, very good. So did your parents get to see your work, and did you share it with your friends?
Yes, ma'am, they did. Actually, while I was like in the initial times when I was joining Arch, when I wanted to study interior design, they had second thoughts. They wanted, I'm from a science background, so they wanted for me to go to BTech and all. And now they see my work. Like now they see why I was so confident for this course and why I was so stuck that I want to do this only. Now they see that, yeah, you have potential, you can do it. Okay, now we trust you. Now that they see everything, and they are so proud.
That's so
Today
nice.
also, yeah. So
when
like
they
today
saw
also,
you presenting, when they saw you
yes,
presenting,
ma'am.
that's where they found it very confident that, yes, you are on the right thing, or as they've been seeing you do it.
They've seen my work as well. Like when I was creating portfolio on DC portal, they've seen all of it. And while I was presenting the Facebook live, my dad saw, and he was like, "Okay, you are doing something good in life, really."
Yeah.
So he's content. Yes.
Right. That's nice. So how was your experience getting to see your other, peers from your other disciplines also present? Did you see all their presentations?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, the peers that I live with, in fact, in Jaipur, they are all from different courses. Like, not all of them are from interior. So I think as Sachi also earlier mentioned, like interdisciplinary learning is very important in today's date. I mean, when I'm learning something, or when even my friend from some other backgrounds are beginning with a project, we make sure like we take a critique from them, because for example, one of my friends from jewelry design, she was starting a project, and she wanted to create jewelry from wood carving, and she came to me because she knew that I have done work on it, or something else like rat and weave that I really like. I had told her in the past that there is a weave called rat and weave. I like rat and weave furniture, and so she got intrigued by it, and she was like, I want to create jewelry from it. I mean, so I think it is very important to like learn from other courses as well, and that's how we create new stuff, I think.
Super, awesome. Lovely, Sejal. Lovely talking to you. And, I can really see how you guys have grown up, in terms of your understanding of concepts. So, while, one looks at idea generation, which is very important, and critical thinking, that's very important. Where do you
Yes,
see
ma'am.
yourself at that level when it comes to critical thinking or idea generation?
As I earlier mentioned, critical thinking is very important, because you can while you're thinking, there are no possibilities. Literally universe is also not the end. I mean, but you should always have a critical thinking because it helps in being practical. Like whatever you are thinking, can it be reflected in actuality? Like, can it be practical? So I think critical thinking is very important while doing idea generation, while working on the concepts. So yeah, I guess we are developing that also as well with each passing day and critiquing each other's work.
Tell me a concept that you liked other than yours, what you've done while you were looking at all the students' work. Tell me some other concept that you really enjoyed seeing and understanding.
I would like to add, one of my other friends' work only from my batch. She, there was this project of creating, first in that project, we were supposed to make a composition out of our the initial letter of our name, and like geometrical some geometry, like using circles and triangles, and even the students from the third semester, which is second year, they also had the same project. And few of them, there was this project, I mean, created from this composition only. She, from a circle, she we had to take that 2D form generation into 3D modeling, and from that circle she elevated that into a parabola. Like anyone else would have maybe converted into a dome or sphere or something, but she created it into a parabola. And she, I love that concept, how she played such simple shapes. Someone might have taken them into very basic 3D shapes, but she took them into complex 3D shapes, and how she made it look so effortless and so simple, and yet it was so different. I mean, I loved how she played with all of that.
Nice. Thank you. I think, when if she's hearing all this, she'll be so happy, that,
Yes,
her work was appreciated.
I hope she is.
So, yeah. So thank you,
Yes.
Sejal, for joining, and it was wonderful chatting with you. And I wish you all the very best. So you've got your juries lined up in December now. So you've been very thorough with your courses, and I would say that we've been very systematically doing things for the last 6 months for you. I think your classes were much better than how it ran in the campus. Much better organized because it's so structured and well on time. I'm
Yes,
sure that
but I think open house has definitely prepped us up for jury. I mean, it has been like a mid-jury kind of thing, and we've gotten all the feedback that was very necessary to like work on the other like finishing details for the jury. I think that open house has helped with prepping for the jury, I think.
So the idea is that you get a formative feedback from your faculty at every stage before the summative assessments. So I think one of the formative way was bringing in other people, more senior people from across the board, and other faculty also having a look at your work. So congratulations to all your faculty who really put in the effort and the time to actually make it happen. Yeah. So all the very best, and have a nice
Thank you
evening.
so much.
Yeah? So we've heard our students from fashion, jewelry, and interior design. Now I wonder who's going to join us. Yeah. So just waiting for. Is it Anushka Chaudhary who's going to join me?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm good.
I'm good.
And
your
pink story
research paper
has gotten some feedback. So are you working with Professor
Liliana on
to
it?
improve on it?
Like after the feedback, I wasn't able to contact with her, but I will try to do it as soon as possible to contact with her and work further on the feedbacks and the loopholes which were left on the pink paper.
Right. So,
Anushka, I know you
understanding that the craft the most challenging time because yours is all hands-on and how are you doing it at home?
Mom, all thanks to the Mini Makers Lab, like we are having our leather projects, light metal projects, and wood projects all lined up. So for leather, we went to an artisan and got our shoes made. Learned how the shoes are made and the stitchings, how we can learn from them. And for the wood, we have to search all the city to get a wood artisan made, do our work and do block carving at home with our hands, chisels, and files. Do it all by ourselves. And when we are not able to find any artisans, we have to think of another material in which we can replicate our designs so that when the situation is okay, then we can actually work on that material. So it's a bit challenging, but it's okay. It's a good learning because we are able to explore different materials.
So you guys are working on the creative dignity project right now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how is it shaping up? What's going on?
Ma'am, so in our project, we were to document we have to document the videos or the stories of different artisans. So first we are contacting with the artisans of Gujarat and Bihar and Chhattisgarh. So right now we contacted with the artisans of Gujarat and got to learn their stories. Like when it was offline, they had nothing to do. Like they already dropped their job. But when the creative dignity came into shape and they contacted with the IICD people, so as they went online, they had a huge success. Like it's like they sold their products of 1 to 1.5 lakh products. They sold online. Like that's really amazing. I got to hear from them. And from Bihar and Chhattisgarh also, like this online thing boosted them up. Like in offline, they were not able to contact with those many people, but in online, they are on online platforms and social websites and making catalogs of their products. And so this helped them a lot. Like as we got to know a lot about them.
So Anushka, while you were presenting during the open days, what did you talk about?
I talked about the wood design project and the enameling project which we're having with the jewelry people.
Right.
Right.
So interesting
So
that
interesting
you
that
are the luckiest
you are the
batch to go
luckiest
and
batch
sit
who
with the
goes and
fashion
sits with the
students,
fashion
with the jewelry
students, with the
students, with
jewelry
the interior
students, with the
students,
interior students,
and
and
every course is
we
an
get the
every
elective.
chance
course is
to
an
work in
elective.
every department. Like we had enameling classes with jewelry people, rendering classes with jewelry people, and then we learned fashion, the bodice measurements and all with the fashion students. And we are having right now a wood design project and the leather project, which we are having with the fashion students as well. And the photography classes, stop motion and all, photoshops we are having with graphics and
Wow.
3ds max with interior people. Like it's a complete package altogether.
You guys are lucky.
You guys are lucky.
So I think
So I
being on
think
a craft
being
and
on a craft and
accessory design program,
accessory design program,
because
because
accessory
accessory goes all across.
whether it's
Whether it's
interiors, you
interiors, you have
home decor,
home decor, lifestyle accessories.
you've got fashion,
You've got fashion,
jewelry,
you've got
so
jewelry, so
all of that
all
depends on
actually depends on a lot of
So
accessories.
you guys are really
So you guys are
lucky on
really
the
lucky
course
on
that
the course that
you have much wider
opportunities
open for you.
open for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me something.
Tell me something that you want to share.
Ma'am, I want to share about the open days, like when we were offline, like when we used to have our juries in the college itself. So we were very much prepared, like we were very much confused, or we were very much like tense about our own jury, like how it would happen, how it would go. So we didn't get that much time to go to other departments and look at their work. And due to this online platform, like I would say, like it was a very like great learning experience, because we get to see each and every batch's work, each and every department's work, and the critiques that were given by the professionals. So it was like a great learning experience altogether.
Wow. And you know the best thing is because it's on Facebook, it's live. You can see everything there anytime. You can go and see the work of the interior students. I was so happy to see the services, the materials that they've done. So if you want to really go and learn, I think one can learn from their presentation. They've really done it so well. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. It was completely an experiment. I didn't know how it would go. Yes, 100 students presenting in 2 days was quite a achievement made by the faculty and you guys. Yeah. So did your parents see the session?
Yes, ma'am. Like when I shared it with my mom, she saw it. I said that don't be here. I want to say it all alone when I was presenting. So she saw it on Facebook Live and she was so happy. Like she was like so excited to share it with all her friends and on Facebook. Like she was so damn excited about that.
Wow.
She was so happy to see that.
That's good.
That's good.
So Anushka, thank you so much for joining. So thank you so much for joining us, and I'm sure that this was some insight into what we've done over the last 5 months with our students. Our faculty, we want to acknowledge them for their sincere effort and systematic approach towards making sure that the experience that the students get is completely delightful. And everybody's had this amazing time seeing each other's work. And having to see your peers, your seniors or your juniors with new concepts and ideas that they've generated at home in their homes, whether it's their four walls or in their cities, with the limited resources, so that they're connected with their own artisans, their craftsmen in their city. And it has been a great opportunity. Otherwise, they would not have been able to do this. So I think every, challenge is an opportunity for creation. And I think as designers, we have to be agile, resilient, adaptive. And that's what our faculty and our students have displayed during the COVID times. And thank you so much for joining us. We've had a nice, good 50 minutes of chat. And we'll see and connect again. So meanwhile, just make sure that you catch up with our YouTube videos. And every Friday, we have a Fashion Friday video that comes up. And then we also have the Insta chats that are also on YouTube. And we have a design story video that gets released every Monday. So stay tuned with all the things that are happening around to learn from our resources. And students who are aspiring should see how our students are doing, because design seems to be a bit easy. So people do feel that people who are, not academically very sound, or maybe, they don't have a academic interest are students who actually tend to get into design. That's not true. I think creative people are required in all professions, and a creative profession requires a lot of know-how of science, commerce, arts. And when we talk about design, it has the art and aesthetics with it, the science and technology with it, and the commerce, the business aspect in it. So it's a very holistic way of education. Design is something that will make them very resilient and adaptive. It will make sure that people can reinvent their careers at any point of time. That's what a designer can do. So that's the beauty of design education. And I want to make sure that everybody who's listening to me gets to know that design education is the education of the era. And this decade is going to strongly embrace design education for our country to really be on the global map. And we need designers who are sensible, who are, again, very sensitive as well. And they are people who understand the larger role of a designer. Rather than just creating more and more products, they create experience. They can create products that can alter the lives of people who are, around us. Design that can be inclusive, design that can create sustainable practices, design that is, it's social, it's systematic, it's product, it's experience oriented. So design has a larger purpose to fulfill, and we are all here to make it possible. So thank you so much for joining, and enjoy the rest of the weekend, and have a nice day.